Hey Gladiators, welcome to Lesson 2 of Unit 1A, where we're going to talk about the levels of citizen participation that countries around the world have. In this lesson, your goal is to be able to compare the different types of citizen participation and to identify the different types of governments in scenarios, which you're going to do in your activities a little bit later. So we've been talking about the 3 different ways to categorize governments. In our last lesson, we talked about geographic distribution of power. And in this last lesson, we're going to be talking about citizen participation. In lesson 3, we will talk about democratic leadership. The first thing you need to know is what the definition of citizen participation is. So citizen participation is talking about the who and how many participants are making government decisions. So how many people get to participate in making the decisions of government? That's what citizen participation is. And there are different levels going from just one person to everybody. And lots in between. But we're going to talk about 3 main levels of citizen participation. The first level of citizen participation is an autocracy. In an autocracy, only one person holds unlimited power. Another term that we often hear for an autocracy is authoritarian, because there is one person who is the authority for everybody. Our next level of citizen participation is an oligarchy. In an oligarchy, it is a small, self-appointed elite group of individuals who get to make the decisions. There are lots of different ways that oligarchies can be chosen, whether it's through family ties or whether it's through which gender you are, or how much money you have, or which religion you are. But there's all different kinds of ways throughout the world that oligarchies are chosen. Finally, we have a democracy, and this is where the people have the power. This is where the power rests with the citizens. The citizens get to vote and make decisions. And so we're going to talk more about the different types of democracies that there are. But at this point, you need to know that in a democracy, you've got that most people have decision-making power within the government. You've got autocracy that only one person gets to make decisions. And there are lots of different autocracies. So that could be a king and a queen, or a monarchy. That could be a dictator or authoritarian, like we said before, but it's just one person has the power. You've got an oligarchy where it's just a small group of people have the power. And then a democracy where everybody has the power. It is important to note that countries have both a geographic distribution of power and a citizen participation, and they're not really mutually exclusive. Countries choose both how they distribute power and how many people participate, but they can have any of them matched up. You can have a unitary democracy or a unitary autocracy. You could also have a federal oligarchy or a federal democracy. So it's important to realize that just because you have a unitary government does not mean that you have an autocracy. At this point, you should be able to compare the different types of citizen participation and be ready to identify the different types of government in different scenarios. If there's anything you've missed at this point, go ahead and rewatch that portion of the video. And if you have any questions, please feel free to come and ask.